the culture that I try to instill in my students at Southridge High School, and what I would hope that other directors do, wherever schools that they are at, is that it's not a culture of, shaming people for doing something wrong. Yeah. It's a culture of helping each other. Yeah. And so whether that's like, actually, this has nothing to do with band. It's from a separate subject. It's one of my favorite things that I've seen teachers do. And her name is Dr. Sharon Paul, and she's the choir director at the U of O. She's been there for ages. She's an institution. And I remember we were observing one of her rehearsals for our voice tech class, where the music education majors who aren't vocal majors take some classes on how to teach the voice in the event that they ever have to teach choir. Yeah. And one of the things that she would do in her rehearsals is she had trained her singers that if they were rehearsing and they made a mistake and they knew that they made a mistake, they would just raise their hand and they would just continue singing and they would put it back down. And that was a cue to her that, okay, they made a mistake and they know it. I don't have to stop rehearsal to fix that. Yeah. At the same time, if they're running a certain section 3, 4, 5 or more times, and one of those singers continually raises their hand in the same spot, then it's a cue of, okay, they know they've made a mistake, or they've made a mistake, they know it, but they don't know how to fix it. Now let's stop and let's address that so we can fix it. Yeah. And that, rather than, the stereotypical, I don't know if you've seen the movie Whiplash.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask you that as soon as you were done.
Yeah, it's not a culture of, screaming at someone because they did something wrong, or throwing a chair, or slapping them, or anything like that, because obviously all of those things are horrible.
And I'm pretty sure illegal. Yeah, okay, so it's not like that.
No, not like that at all.
Okay, just got to make sure. I mean, this is a safe space, Cameron. Yeah, that's good, because not just from like my athlete days in high school, but just when it comes to work in general. It's like there was a time where like I felt pretty good about how I do things, and then when I start getting to do more tasks, and I know I gotta be like easier on myself and know like I'm gonna make mistakes, but there's still at times where it's like I don't want to make a mistake because I want to I'm too latched onto how I used to be when I was doing other tasks. Like I know how to get this procedure done from A to Z, and it's done correctly. Everyone's on the same page. But now I'm doing this different task. I go to A to Z. There's like a few mishaps, and like I have to like talk myself, positive self-talk of like, it's okay, we're fine. So, with you jumping now from, you leave UO, you're off to, be a band teacher. Right now you're at Southridge, but talk to me about that first time you did conducting for a state band festival, I believe, but 21. Would that be the first year you?
You're talking about that actually would have been this very last school year.
This last school, that was your first time at that?
That was my first time having a band that performed at the state concert band festival.
Yeah.
I did have a band. I did have my jazz band at Marshfield High School in Coos Bay, and they performed at the state jazz festival. That would have been my third year teaching, so that would have been class of 2019.
Okay.
So yeah.
Before pandemic life.
Yeah, before the pandemic. Yeah.
But like, that's just something different than what you've done in the past. Like you've done little bits and pieces, but like to be in that kind of environment and you are front and center, like how do you get yourself prepared for that? How do you make sure that because you do have an aura of confidence and you know how to get everything done from A to Z, but like doing this, what was your preparation like?
Well, I mean, the state festivals, they're in May of every school year, and it's essentially like a it's essentially like the final performance at the end of the year. It's not actually the final performance, but it's one that a lot of programs strive to not only perform at a level that they can qualify for it, but also get to go. Because in Oregon, if like Southridge is a 6A high school, for example. Yeah. And so for for my bands to qualify to perform at the state festival, we have to go to a sanctioned contest or festival that has at least 3 adjudicators. And you have to perform a minimum amount of music in the time that you're on stage. So you get 30 minutes of time to get on stage and get off stage. And in those 30 minutes, you need to perform a minimum of 18 minutes worth of music.
Oh.
At least one of those pieces of music either needs to come from what we call the required literature list.
Okay.
Or if it's not on the required literature list, you can talk to a committee to have it essentially substituted, where the committee says, okay, this piece isn't on this list, but we determined that it's a similar difficulty level, so we can substitute it. So if you meet those requirements, you got the 18 minutes worth of music, one of your pieces is at least one of your pieces is off of that list in terms of required difficulty, and we have a rubric that scores bands out of 100 points. You need to have at least 2 of the 3 judges assess your band at 75 or higher. Wow. And if you meet all of those requirements, then you are considered a state qualifying band.
Okay.
Now, on top of that, you have what are called automatic qualifying bids and tape pool bids.
Okay.
It's kind of like the NCAA tournament, for example.
Okay.
So if you win your conference tournament in basketball, you automatically get to go to the big dance.
Yeah.
And band is sponsored by the OSAA.
Oh.
It's considered a state-sponsored activity. Yeah. And so if you go to your league band festival and you satisfy all those requirements for qualifying and you take first place at your league band festival, then you receive an auto-qualifying spot to state.
Okay.
If you don't win your league, but you play at that qualifying level, then you get put into what's called the tape pool.
Okay.
And there's only, at the 6A level, there's 20 spots at the state band festival. So that's what happened with us last year. Our band, we went to our league festival. We didn't take first, but we did, and that's fine. But we were assessed at being at a state qualifying level. So then what those directors do who don't have those auto bids is they send the performance tapes of their band into the OSAA, and the OSAA has a panel of judges from outside of the state listen to all of those tapes blindly. They're listening to the bands. They don't know who they are. And then after they listen to them, they rank them in whatever order, and that's how you whittle it down from however many bands qualified to these 20 are going to perform at state.
Okay.
So that's what we were able to do last year.
Okay.
We got into the state band festival through the tape pool.
Nice.
And it was my first time as a director having a concert band at the state band festival, which was always a huge goal of mine as a teacher.